Dallas police say the driver wanted for a hit-and-run car accident that killed a 6-year-old girl turned himself in and admitted he hit her. David Pauly has now bonded out of jail. He's charged with hitting and killing 6-year-old Destiny Wright. The little girl slipped out of her family's home over the weekend, and she was hit while wandering the streets.
All right, so look, man. Going back to Dallas, Texas for this video. Shout out to Dallas. Even all the struggling rappers out there. Man, get mad, fool. Time to show the world where the sound really came from. You learn your lesson yet, dude? But anywho, shout out to Dallas, Texas. One of my favorite cities. But man, y'all be having some of the most sad stories. And this one right here is pretty unfortunate. 6-year-old little girl. Her name is Destiny Wright. Rest in peace to her, and condolences to the family. Now, they lived in a townhome out in North Dallas. I don't know the exact location or anything, it just says North Dallas. But they actually just moved there from Mississippi. And the reason they moved from Mississippi to Texas, more specifically Dallas, Texas, was because this little girl had autism. And most of her effects from the autism was that she was mainly nonverbal. So in order to get the proper treatment, they had to move out to Texas. A place called the Foundation of Autism. They weren't able to get put on the list to get her any help until they actually lived in the state of Texas. So long story short, that's why they made the move. But on Sunday night, so 6 days ago, the 6-year-old Destiny, she would sleep with her mom. And while she was sleeping with her mom, her grandfather had left to walk to the store. Now they have 3 locks on the door, but of course only 2 of them was locked because the grandfather just left to go to the store. But shortly after that, the grandmother noticed that her granddaughter was gone. That's when her and her daughter, the grandmother and the 6-year-old's mother, but they couldn't find her. And then they noticed that the door was open. And unfortunately, while they were sleeping, the child ran out of the house, ran into the street, and she was struck by an SUV where she met her demise. And it's all captured on surveillance, and luckily so, because the 67-year-old man, David Pauly, I don't know, after he ran over this little girl and murdered her, he decided to drive away, leaving her there just to die. At this point, he don't even know if she's dead or not. But he decided to drive off. Let's check it out.
The chain of events leading up to the 6-year-old escaping that North Dallas townhome will haunt them forever. They tell me 6-year-old Destiny Wright liked to sit on the stairs inside and play on her phone. But late Sunday evening, the child's grandmother noticed she wasn't in her usual spot and the front door was open.
Everybody wants to hear, why weren't you watching her? Why didn't you do this? There's nothing you can say we have not said.
Mary Friday forced to replay the events from Sunday night in her mind. Just after 10 p.m., Friday noticed her daughter's door was open and her 6-year-old granddaughter, Destiny Wright, was missing from their North Dallas townhome. Destiny, diagnosed with autism, who, according to Friday, would often take off when she was outside.
She unlocked the door. There were 2 deadbolts, the bottom lock, deadbolt lock, and then the chain. The only thing that was not on their door was the chain.
Destiny is seen in this surveillance video wandering down Beltline Road. We paused the video when Dallas police say a white Acura SUV struck and killed her. The Acura then circles back around and pauses in a nearby parking lot before it takes off. Friday tells Fox 4, minutes before Destiny escaped their townhome, her husband walked to a nearby corner store. Destiny's grandfather was walking back home when he noticed the witnesses in the street trying to help his granddaughter.
That helps me to know that at least she had those moments because they were like best friends. So I'm confident in it.
2 days after the fatal hit and run, Dallas police arrested 67-year-old David Polly. Dallas police obtained surveillance video from businesses on Beltline Road showing the white Acura MDX head westbound and then head north on the Dallas Tollway. The license plate registered to David Polly of Louisville. Through an attorney, Polly turned himself into police on Tuesday.
But all of the conscious decisions that I feel like he made, that's what bothers me.
Friday, now forced to be strong for her grieving family.
That I have a daughter who lost a daughter, and it would be selfish of me to just think about what I'm going through and not think about how she just lost her only child.
Destiny's family tells me while she is a runner, she has never opened the front door before. As for the suspect, Polly told investigators, and he admitted he was the driver and he admitted to hitting the child, but it's still unclear if he ever told investigators why he decided not to stop. Polly faces a charge of collision causing death, and he has since bonded out of the Dallas County Jail.
Now, this is what you call an unfortunate situation. I can't even say that the family is bad or anything. She had a house full of people with her who seemed as though they loved and cared for her, right? It wasn't like she was just home alone and ran out of the house. It was nighttime, everyone was asleep, including her. But I don't know, maybe when the grandfather left, that woke her up and she was curious to know where her grandfather was going, so she tried to follow him. That's the only thing I could come up with. Because in this video, they did say that her and her grandfather, that was like best friends. Matter of fact, when he was walking back from the store, he walked into this situation. So a lot of people grouped up together, innocent bystanders, trying to help this little girl out. And at the time, he didn't even know it was his granddaughter. So imagine how he feels. But yeah, that's the only explanation I could really come up with. The grandmother noticed she was gone right away. So it's obvious they do keep an eye out on her. It wasn't like they were neglecting the little girl or anything. Again, just an unfortunate circumstance. And then when it comes to the driver who hit her, oh yeah, he's cooked. And the crazy thing is, he probably would have been good if he never drove away. I mean, it's that late at night. Who's expecting to see a little 6-year-old girl running across the street? Not giving him an excuse or anything, but it is pretty logical. Mistakes happen. But for you to try to drive away, like this is something you're trying to get away with, fam, you might cost this little girl her life. Every second is vital. Like, bro, the least you could have done was try to haul her to the emergency room. And I get it, maybe you didn't want to pick her up, and maybe that was the right thing to do. Because you know, sometimes that could be the worst thing you can do. Pick up and move someone when they're fatally bleeding out like that. But even that's not an excuse. You couldn't call the police, dude. Even if you wanted to try to get away with it, right? You didn't even have that much decency, bro. Just left her there to die. I mean, they said this dude turned around and everything. He drove away, turned around, drove back up to the body, and then he pulled off. It's not like you didn't know it was a human, bro. Let alone a 6-year-old girl. But luckily, this 2-time jive turkey, talking to you, dude, David Polly, you old geezer, try to get away with it. You ain't slick, dude. But luckily, 2 days later after the incident, he was arrested. They tracked him down via surveillance. Couple of businesses, it coded his license plate. They pulled up to his home in Louisville, Texas. He is indeed in custody. But I just thought this story was so sad, dude. They just moved to Texas, trying to get her help for her autism. And that move, unfortunately, cost her life. Prayer is definitely going out to this family. The best thing I can say in this situation, you gotta be extra cautious when you're living with children, let alone a 6-year-old with autism. I don't know how she got out of that house without anybody knowing. I don't know if the grandfather made a mistake and left the door open, made a mistake and didn't lock the door. But you gotta double check everything when you dealing with a delicate human being like this, 6-year-old with autism. And I do want to shout out the grandmother. She was alert. She noticed her granddaughter was missing. It was just too late. They do have a GoFundMe account out. Usually I don't be promoting people GoFundMes, but in this situation right here, if y'all got anything to give, it definitely wouldn't hurt at all. Even if it's nothing but praise and well wishes. I get it, my brother. It's an inflation. Everything crazy out here. But the least you could do is pray. That's free. So far, they've collected about 4 bands. Yeah, about $4,000. They're saying the goal total is $8,000. The reason they're raising this money is for the funeral, and they're trying to throw the funeral out in Mississippi because that's where most of the family is located. I told you they just relocated to Texas. And this right here is really for the child. That's what I like about this. They're not trying to come up off nobody's money. What's the other girl out there in Detroit? She gonna let her 2 kids freeze to death, and then she came up off $51,000. What you need $51,000 for? Don't no funeral cost that much money. But right here, you could tell this is genuine. This is legit. They don't care about no extra money. They just trying to make sure this little baby girl gets sent off right. Shout out to them. And again, condolences. But anyway, man, how y'all feel about this? Let me know in the comment section, bro. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, man. Hey, man, follow me on Instagram, TZFbaby252. Man, look at this little girl, dog. This sad as hell. Y'all stop drinking and driving, fools. Stop doing drugs and driving. I'm almost 100% positive this dude was off something. It's a reason he decided to turn himself in. And it's a reason he did it 2 days later. Whatever was in his system, he wanted to make sure it got out. You ain't slick, dude. You're not getting away with this. Even if I had to fly out to Dallas and beat you up, well, I'll beat the brakes off you, little old dude. This dude tried to run off on the plug after he just ran over this little girl. Should have called the police, man. Should have called 911. Probably still would have been here. Little old self. Shouldn't you have been in the house anyway, dude? It ain't past your bedtime, my brother. Matter of fact, it was past both of y'all bedtime. Hey, man, it need to be a new rule. If you over the age of 65, you can't be out here driving when the sun go down, dude. Go in the house, fam. Go watch your game shows or something. Go watch the stories or something. Ain't that what y'all old people do? The Young and the Restless. What's that game show with Wayne Brady? Let's Make a Deal. Dude, you supposed to be in the house watching reruns of Let's Make a Deal. And eating Vienna sausages with crackers, dude. This dude out here cruising around at 10 o'clock at night. Who you think you is? You think you a YN, dude? Boy, I can't stand you and kill this little girl then try to drive away like you ain't see her. You big back fool. Get mad. I'm gone.
Prolific.
Aye. Bitch, I'm in these streets. Fuck this industry. Bitch, I'm in these streets. Fuck this industry. Aye. Bitch, I'm in these streets. Fuck this industry. Bitch, I'm in these streets. Fuck this industry. Bitch, I'm in these streets. Fuck this industry. Bitch, I'm in these streets.